All right, guys, I'm back again. As you can see, I got the power rankings up. These are Daddy League's power rankings. We all know Bo has his own, but I didn't do any votes or anything. These are just the power rankings I took off of Daddy League. We're gonna do a quick rundown of some things that have happened. As we all can see, there's a very familiar face not on the top 10 myself. I think Daddy League's has got me at 20. Clearly, I'm off to a rough start, but I've been turning things around lately, and hopefully I can get my name back up there where it belongs. Bunch of big games going down, and we've been moving real fast. I would really appreciate that. I'd like to say that first. Really appreciate how fast everything's going, how fast everybody's scheduling their games, how respectful people are being about other people's times. We've been all doing very well about that. But I'll get into some of the games that if you missed them. B Hall beat me to start the season off. Greg beat me. Well, you know what I mean? Like I said, I stumbled out for the start, but we'll see how that goes. Pav just absolutely smacked the Ravens. He seemed to be complaining about a kick return or something like that, but it doesn't matter. But Cam is off to a great start, even though, like I said, Pav handled his business. As you can see in the power rankings, Cam's up number 1, Matters at 2, Coke and the Chargers at 3, Kobe at 4, and Scope closing out the top 5. That's pretty indicative of what's going on. Obviously, those guys are all having good seasons. Scope has recently been under some fire for some YouTube cheese, as the same as every other year. I feel like we've addressed it. I would like to put the issue to bed. Like we said, the more you fucking talk about this shit and bring light to it, the more people use it anyway. We spoke about it. We watched this next game, even though he was blitzing the shit out of Hank like crazy. He wasn't doing the things people were complaining about. But we'll move on past that. Hopefully, Scope mixes it up a little bit more, changes his ways. But either way, the Steelers are a force. Fears, Dylan, and Hank are right where we thought they were going to be. A lot of big talk. Dylan finally wiggled his way back into the league, taking over for Tim and the Colts, even though he wasn't. Tim had played all his games, but he was just showing signs that he was going to be one of the guys that was slowing us down all year. So we decided to cut our losses right now before, week 12 when he's out of the playoffs and he wasn't being unresponsive. But I will give Hank some prop. I was looking through his schedule yesterday. I was just making my notes for this. He's got a hellacious schedule. He plays all the best guys. I don't think I've ever scrolled through anybody's schedule and seen him playing so many tough games, but he's real up and down. I don't know what's going on with him. He plays Coke and Scope and Cam down to the wire and then gets blown out by the Bills. But speaking of that, he had Coke down 14, 2 minutes left, 13, I think, 2 minutes left, and Coke did Coke things. He went full alpha on him and just took the game away from him. I was speechless, honestly. I could as well as Hank was playing the whole entire game. It was just crazy to see him blow that one. That was crazy. But Bo just had a big win. He blew out an EG and then he beat Matter by 1. You know what I mean? It was a big game. Bo seems like he's not going to be a joke this year. Like I said at the beginning of the year, I thought he was on the hot seat. Bo's normally pretty competitive. I don't think he hasn't won the ring, but he's always in the race and winning his division and things like that, building a great team. Last year seemed like a real down year, but this year seems like this type of Madden, no more super users. It's more fitting to what he likes to do, pick people apart. And it's been translating so far. Some of the, like I said, with the super users, for the first time in a long time, I believe the interception leader for TFL is a corner. I think it was Jair Alexander, had 6 picks, I think. Normally that's always a linebacker. I think there was only 4 linebackers in the top 10. Yeah, only 4 linebackers in the top 10 interceptions. That's pretty impressive. Aaron Donald, when I checked last, I think he had 22 sacks, which is crazy. I think he played 8 games. So he's on pace for 45 sacks, it's looking like. So we'll keep an eye on that. And there's Geno Atkins, D-Law, and Khalil Mack aren't far behind him. They all are 3 or 4 sacks less than him. So it's been the pass rush is the meta this year. So like I said, instead of complaining about the pass rush and the blitzing, some of you guys got to realize too, this is football. Block your tight end, block your running back. If your O-line sucks, you got to help them. Freeman, even though it was a questionable trade to begin the year, is clearly paying off for Kobe. He is running all over the league. I was watching a game today. He was just running all over the place. He's leading the league by rushing by like 100 yards. He's got like 4 more touchdowns than the next closest guy. So after all the chatter, I'd say I think he came out at least even in that deal. You can't say much about it now. Matter is just lighting everybody up with Julio. What was Let me look at my notes real quick. 15 touchdowns and 1,000 yards already. Hopefully somebody can slow that guy down. That's really crazy. He was trying to get his hands on T.Y. Hilton as well, so that would have been, hopefully, luckily for the league, that didn't happen. But 15 touchdowns halfway through the year, that's impressive, and we'll see how that goes. But not much more to talk about. Like I said, those are the power rankings up there. I had the Rookie of the Year and Defensive Rookie of the Year watch down at the bottom. Kyler, I think, is out in front. Drew Lock's having a good year. Tyree Jackson, DJ Metcalf. If I had to put it in places, I'd say Murray was 1 and Metcalf was 2. But Murray's got like 15 touchdowns, even though Kank's not having a great of a season. Murray seems to be doing pretty well, and I'm really mad I couldn't pry him out of Kank to start the year. And Defensive Rookie of the Year, clearly Devin Bush is out in front with his fucking 14 sacks. But maybe now that we clamped down on some of that stuff, it'll thin it out. But even without the sacks, the guy's got a bunch of tackles. Savage Jr.'s having a good year. Josh Allen, like I said, a lot of these guys are balling out. But I'll do another one pretty soon. Divisions are tightening it up. Like the Vikings, the Packers are playing pretty close, so it's gonna be a lot of big games going down the wire. And I'll make sure to do another one of these soon around the playoff push. Good luck. See you guys soon.